GeneratePress Premium 2.2 is finally here, and with it comes an absolutely incredible feature that's going to make your workflow a whole lot more simple. And what we're talking about is designing your post loops on something like your blog page or your category archive pages, or even hub pages for your custom post types. Now, you could do all of this before 2.2's release, but the actual process for doing it was kind of confusing. You had to go in and create an element and set it as a content template, do all your designing in there, and then go into the customizer and fiddle with a few things to make it all work. While it was all possible, I know I've coached a lot of people through how to find all those settings and make it work. But here in the pro release of 2.2, all of this couldn't be more simple. So I'm gonna go ahead in this video and show you how you'll want to go ahead and create these post loops for your blog and archive pages to give you an idea of how it works going here forward. So let's dive in and take a look. So I have this dummy site set up with a few blog posts, and as you can see, this layout is just coming default from GeneratePress. It doesn't have all the customization I would want to see, but in this video, we're gonna go ahead and show you how you can set all this up really simply in the new 2.2 release. So what we'll do is head into our elements, and we're gonna create a new element. For this, we'll choose a block element and hit create. We can give this a name like post loop. And over here on the right-hand side under block element, we want to change this element type to loop template. This is the thing that's new inside this release. So we'll select loop template, and for now, we'll just say we want this to show on our blog page. So this is under the display rules, location, blog. And now we can go ahead and start designing our post loop just like we've been doing on regular pages using the query block. So what I'm going to do is add this query loop in here, and we'll just start blank. So now when you add the query loop, you get the loop itself, the grid, and then the post template. What I'm envisioning for these layouts is a 3-column layout. So we'll go here to the post template and change this to 33% width. Now we can go ahead and get all of our elements in here and then worry about styling them. So of course, we're going to need an image, and automatically you can see this is bringing in the placeholder for all of the posts I have. There's only 5 posts on this website right now, so you're seeing all 5 of them here. Underneath that, we'll go ahead and insert a heading block. And underneath that, we might want to have some kind of excerpt. So again, I'll go with headline, but we'll change this to a paragraph. And underneath that, we could have a button. So that's the basic elements we're going to need for this. So let's go ahead and connect all the dynamic data. We'll click on the image, scroll down on the right, enable dynamic data, and change the image source to the featured image. Right away, you'll see the featured image from all these posts go ahead and come in. Next, for the headline, we'll do the same, enable dynamic data, change the content source to the title, and the title for each one of these blog posts come in. For the excerpt, we'll again choose dynamic data, enable the dynamic data, and for this one, we'll do excerpt. And then for the button, we're just going to go ahead and style this just a little bit so it looks decent on our preview. We'll give it a black background and white text. So now you can see we have all of these posts in here, but we need to do a little bit of design work. So the first thing I'm going to do is put a gap in between these posts. To do that, we can go here on the grid, and we can change the horizontal gap to 40 and the vertical gap to 40 to match. Now these images to me look a little bit tall, and we can see they're different proportions. So one nice way to fix that with the Generate Blocks image block is to go here to the settings and change the height. We could do something like 200 pixels. That looks a little bit better to me. And let's go ahead while we're here and give this some border radius just to make those edges a little bit softer. And let's give it a little bit of space here between the image and the title by giving this image some bottom margin. We'll try 16 pixels. To me, this headline looks a little big, so we'll go ahead and bring that down to maybe 28 pixels font size and change it to bold. And we have a little bit too much gap in between the headline and the excerpt, so I'm going to go here to this bottom margin, and we'll change that to 8. I also might want to go ahead and grab this button and just give it a little bit more margin on top, just so we can space it out a little bit from the excerpt. So something like this would work perfectly for our blog page and our archive pages, except you can see when I change that image size, it actually squished our images in. So I'm going to click this image again, and under Object Fit, we're going to change this to Cover, and you can see now it puts them back in the right proportions. So just like this, we have everything set up, and we can go ahead and save this and take a look at our blog page from the front end. So we'll go to /blog, and you can see it's already using this new blog post layout we just set up. Of course, we didn't link anything, so we can't get to all that yet. So we'll hop back into this post loop and we can do all of our linking. So for this example, I'm going to show you how you can link all these different elements. For accessibility reasons, you might not want to put a bunch of consecutive links next to each other, but just to show you how all this works, we'll go ahead and link it all. So for the image, we'll head down to link source under dynamic data and choose single post. Under the headline, we can do the same, link that to the single post. And for the button, we can enable dynamic data and change the link source to single post. Now, because we have those, we probably don't need this read more. So I'll go inside the excerpt here and we can go ahead and get rid of the use default more link. So we'll go ahead and save this now. Go back to the front end to our blog and we can see this image is linked, the title is linked, and the button is all linked to each one of the posts. If we click into that post, we can see it's now showing our post template, which I already set up off screen. But if I go into our category archive, it's back to using the default GeneratePress settings. So we actually want to go ahead and target that new loop we built to show on our category archive pages as well. So let's head back to Elements, go to our post loop and hit Edit. And down here in the location settings, we're actually going to add another location rule to say to show this on all archives. So now it's going to be showing on our blog and all of our archives. And since we're going to be bringing this into different places dynamically, we actually want to make sure we go here to our query loop. And over here under query parameters, we want to inherit the query loop from template. This just means that no matter which category page you're on, it's going to inherit the query from that category. So once we have that checked, we can go ahead and hit update. Go back to our blog, click one of the buttons to get in. And if we go to our archive template now, you can see it's using our new post loop. What's really nice about this is if you wanted to set a completely different post loop up for your archives, you can use all those location rules to do it. If you set up these loop templates before, then you'll know this is a whole lot easier than all the steps we had to go through previously. If this is your first time doing it, I hope that you see that it's a really intuitive process to use, and I think this is a huge upgrade for the new version of GeneratePress Pro. If you don't have the Pro versions of GeneratePress or GenerateBlocks, I have links down in the description. Those are affiliate links, and I do get a small commission if you use them. If you want to check out some more videos on GeneratePress and GenerateBlocks, you can click one of the cards popping up right here. We'll see you in the next one.